Ezviz. I've known them for their security cameras. I've covered a few of them, but they also do make robot vacuum cleaners. This model here is the RS2. It's got 4000 PA suction performance, LiDAR laser navigation, and the feature that's different from others that I've covered is that it can detach its mops and reattach them in the cleaning station here. So this is where it will scrub out those mops, rinse them, dry them, and also add water to our tank that's within the robot vacuum cleaner. So it has a front-facing camera that is a 3D time-of-flight camera, but you can also use it as a security camera. It can patrol your house, you can log into it, check up on your pets. It's got two-way communication because it has a speaker and a built-in microphone. The battery, well, it's 5,200 milliamp hours and it can go for up to 220 minutes. And its mopping performance, as you see later in this video, is very good, thanks to the 180 revolutions per minute that it can do, and it does apply 10 newtons of downward pressure when it is mopping your floor. So this is what you will find included with our RS2. We have a cleaning tool. Now, if you pull the top of it out, this is quite clever, you'll then find that there is the hair removal tool as well that's hidden inside that. So we have a quick start guide, some other paperwork, 2 of the side brushes. We do have our 2 mops, and then some replacement mops are included. You'll find them in the auto clean station. Power cable, and this, which is a sticker to cover the front camera. So if you're uncomfortable with the fact that it does have a camera, well, then you can just place this over it. The RS2 has a suspended main brush, so this adjusts to the different levels and floors to get as close as possible for the clean. Now it's using a rubber sweeper and bristle style brush, so what I would call a more traditional brush here for a robot vacuum, which is good because the rubber only ones are not very good at picking up hairs. So you can easily remove it. There's just 2 little tabs here. You bring those together, lift that off, and out comes the brush then for cleaning and replacement. We have the 2 side sweeper brushes, a 360 degree wheel here at the front, carpet sensor which boosts the performance to the maximum 4000 PA when it does detect carpets, and then this is where the 2 mops go. So they just clip on, they're held into place with magnets, and you'll hear just in a few seconds it'll give me some voice feedback.
Assembly installed.
Alright, so it does know that its mop assembly is installed. So these do spin at 180 revolutions per minute, applying 10 newtons of pressure. Unlike some other systems I have reviewed, it does have its own internal water tank, the robot vacuum. So that's 150 milliliters, and you'll see there are some little nozzles right here. So that's where it will deliver water to those mops to make sure they are still wet when it's cleaning. For navigation, this model is using 3D time of flight with the front-facing camera and LiDAR navigation. So you've got the little tower at the top here. The good news is it's a sealed unit, so it's covered completely. No hair can get in there and get jammed up in the mechanism. On some other models that I've reviewed, they're open, and eventually sometimes a bit of hair will get in there and it can cause big problems. The RS2 does have a ring of LEDs around this little tower here. This is our status LEDs, and there's the power button here at the front. There's a built-in microphone and speaker, so we can have 2-way conversations when you go into its sentry mode to view it then as like a security camera. Now to access our dustbin, you simply just need to lift up here, and you can remove this easily. Now the capacity is 400 milliliters.
Dust box has been taken out.
This dustbin is using a 2-stage filter, so it has the sponge in front of it, then the filter behind it. They are washable, and it does not have its own auto-empty feature, so you need to remove this dustbin and empty it out yourself manually. Along the back, you can see the port there for the water tank to refill it. We have the 2 charging contact points and infrared, so when it goes back into the auto clean station to wash its 2 mops right here. Either side of the RS2, you'll find these yellow vents. So one of them is a speaker on the left side, and on the right, that is where our filtered air is blown out. On the right, you'll see this sensor on the side. That is so it can get as close as possible to walls with the side sweeper brush. So this camera in the middle is a 3K camera, and this is used for your AI obstacle avoidance in the sentry mode when you log into it, and use it just like a security camera in a patrol mode. Perhaps go and check up on your pets or just take a look around your apartment or your house. And our auto clean station here. So this is where it will go to detach the mops, reattach them, dry them, scrub them clean, and also fill up its internal water tank. And then there is a compartment that is built into it here. It's held in place with magnets. And you'll see inside we have our cleaning tool and 2 replacement mops here. There's also space down below to place the filters. The station does have touch controls at the top here, so you can see I can start and stop the clean, various different modes, exit recall, sync clean, and it has this great little screen here that does tell me the status of it. So currently it's stating that it needs clean water, battery life, and various different things will show up on this screen. So you can get at first glance pretty much all the information you need to know about its current status. Our water tank capacities are 5 litres for our dirty water right here, and then the clean water, that's 5.5 litres. When these water tanks are empty, it will let you know. When the dirty water tank is full, it will also let you know. And Ezviz has some instructions under the lid here, so all the important information, basically a quick start guide is right there. We've got the app support, and there is Google Assistant and Alexa integration too with the RS2. And our application, which of course is an important part of this whole robot vacuum here with all its smart features and everything it's got built in. This is where you can control it all and it will map your house. So I've mapped part of my house downstairs. This part in red is a no-go zone. So you can set the no-go zones, virtual boundaries, no mopping zones too with it. And you'll notice that it does label everything as rooms. You can edit that too when you go into the map settings. Now this is part of my test that I did before, which you'll see soon, is a obstacle avoidance test, and it's labeled what it did see there. So cables, shoes, things like that, it'll pick up on them, it'll go around them, and as you see in my test later in the video, it does a really good job. So you get some stats up the top on the last cleans that it has done. It does send you notifications, it tells you when it's finished cleaning, it tells you when you need to empty the tank, and what it's actually doing in the moment too. So if it's cleaning the mops, drying the mops, it'll tell you. Right now, it is just charging. So we can start a clean here by area. So I could just cordon off and set an area. I'll show you how you do that. So imagine I just want a little part of the kitchen cleaned. Then I can put that there. I can just decide then to clean by rooms. You put the order you want or full. So it starts in auto clean. Now when you start to do those cleans, you do have these options here. So you can get it to vacuum first, then go and mop, or vacuum while mopping, or just simply vacuum only, or mop only. Depends on what you want to do, how dirty your house is. Those two, of course, will take a lot longer because it's going to do one first, then the other, which is normal there. That's natural. So you have other settings too on the wetness of the mops, you'll see here, and the vacuum suction performance. So this being the superpower, they call it, which is a 4000 PA. The times you want to clean too as well, up to 2 times. Pretty straightforward there. So I'll just show you the other setting that we do have. My phone's playing up there. The other settings in here, there's a lot. Okay, so we've got schedule cleaning, cleaning logs, supplies and maintenance, carpet cleaning settings. That is just setting to auto detect it, and it will mark it on the map where it does detect the carpets too. When it goes over them, it increases the suction performance, or it will go back and remove the mops too. If they were on, it will do that, which is part of the feature of this particular setup. So do not disturb, mop cleaning settings, scheduled patrol inspection, so that's using the camera, so you can get it to go around and find out, take photos around the house, and it will send that all back to you. Video too, you can log in and see all of that. The other settings are pretty self-explanatory, so the volume, Wi-Fi settings, device information, there are firmware updates they will send out, your recording settings, all of that is in there. So there's a lot of settings, and it can, yes, save multiple maps too. So the RS2 has a lot of features with the Ezviz application. And the RS2 does have LiDAR mapping. So this, when it has not saved a map already, will go into an exploration mode. So it'll go into the rooms, and it uses the 3D time of flight front-facing camera too as well, by the way, and the LiDAR mapping, which is really quick, really efficient. It will map out those rooms, go into them and out of them. Once it's done that, it will then save the map, and you can proceed to do an auto clean, area or room clean. Now when you get it to do the normal clean like a room or auto, it will go around the edges of everything first, the walls, under beds, around tables, under chairs, pretty standard there, and then zigzag and fill in all of the areas. The coverage is pretty much 100% of where it can go, unless it detects something in the way for its obstacle avoidance. Of course, I did test this out, and my standard test being a shoe, a cable, and a child's toy Really impressed with the results. You can see that it went around all of these objects. It might have occasionally touched them, but not a lot. It didn't suck anything up. It didn't have any issues. A very good obstacle avoidance with the RS2. The front-facing camera is probably one of the best features of this model. If you're into that you've got this security camera basically built into this robot vacuum. 3K camera too, by the way. You can see from this sample footage, you can use it to log in, go around your house manually. You can also use the Sentry mode, and it's great for checking up, say, on your dog or your cat, which I'm doing here, having a look at what Vera is up to. Carpet performance. On my mat here, I laid out some hair, some cat fur, dust and dirt, and let it at it. So the first pass, you can see it did leave behind a few hairs and a tiny bit of a twig. It doesn't seem to like this twig for some reason, because on the second pass, that was about the only thing that was left. I think it got around about 90% from this stubborn kind of cleaning test here, because I did walk on top of those hairs, really press them down into this carpet, into this mat, which is what would normally happen in a normal kind of situation there. Mopping performance. So again, one of my own tests here, my special cocktail of dirt, coffee, and other bits of grime and stuff. Smeared it all over the white tiles, let it set, and then proceeded to get the RS2 to clean it. Now, the first pass got pretty much everything. It did a really good job, thanks to the 180 revolutions per minute of those two mops, which are quite wet because of the built-in tank that it does have, and the 10 newtons of pressure that does apply. It did a really good job. So the mopping performance is the strength, the AI is the strength of this unit here. And then once it's done all of that, it goes back into the auto clean station here. So this is where it proceeds to rinse, scrub, and suck out the dirty water into the dirty water tank. You've got that clean water tank, and that does make a bit of noise. So here's a sample of what it's like when it is in action cleaning those mops, and then it will dry them afterwards. All up, the RS2 is an excellent vacuum. The mopping performance, as mentioned, is its strength, and the AI performance, obstacle avoidance. The one thing that it does not have and lack that you probably spotted is it's not an auto empty station. It's only an auto clean station for the mop. So this compartment here is when on some other models you would have then a dust bag that you can just go and remove. So you will have to manually go along and then remove our dustbin from the RS2 itself, empty it. Now the capacity...
Dust box has been taken out.
It's very loud too. I need to turn that down. Really good voice on this one too. So you have to take it out and empty it because it's only a 400 milliliter capacity. So it's probably every couple of days, depending on how large your house is, you will need to do that. So sadly, missing with this model. Apart from that, really good for a first vacuum cleaner too, robot vacuum from Ezviz. I'm impressed with this model. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Bye for now.